As Americans have struggled to form a more perfect union here at home, we've also strived to stand for the right things around the globe. We didn't start wars. We tried to end them. We didn't commit torture. We condemned it. We didn't turn away from the world. We embraced it in many ways. But there's a feeling that all that has changed in the past 6 years. There's a sense that the world is beginning to doubt the moral basis of our fight against terrorism. Now, those aren't my words. Those words belong to the former Secretary of State and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Colin Powell. Here at home, unfortunately, it seems to be the same in many ways. As we face tremendous problems, we have leaders today who just throw up their hands as incomes, opportunity, and graduation rates go down while health care costs, tuition costs, and poverty continue to rise in our nation. The last thing we need in America is a government that dreams smaller than the dreams of our families. Yet when we look to our leaders to take a bold stand on these issues that are so important to our lives, unfortunately we see an American president who only takes a bold stand when it comes to torture. It's impossible to imagine a John Kennedy, a Bill Clinton, a Ronald Reagan signing that shameful torture bill that our president signed into law only a month ago. It was especially shameful, in my view, that he did it during the same month, practically during the very same week, that the world commemorated the 60th anniversary of the Nuremberg trials, when 22 of Hitler's top henchmen were sentenced for crimes against humanity. Let me tell you why that particular historical event is important to me. I was a year old, 1945, when my father left home for a year and a half to go to a place called Nuremberg. He was a 38-year-old Justice Department lawyer who was invited to become part of the American team. By the time the trial ended, my father had become the #2 prosecutor for the United States, right behind the delegation head, Justice Robert Jackson of the Supreme Court. Like his colleagues, my father was a member of a generation that had defeated fascism and then come home to build great cities and universities, to help their fellow citizens go to college, to try and live an American dream as they defined it. He began his career as part of the New Deal. He helped people get jobs during the Depression when he graduated from law school. As a Justice Department lawyer, he had a reputation as being a pretty good attorney. He once had to receive police protection as he and my mother were escorted out of the state of Arkansas in the 1930s when he tried and won a case against the Ku Klux Klan. Later, he crusaded for civil rights in the 1950s and 1960s as a member of Congress and the United States Senate. At Nuremberg, his generation had seen the men of a brutal regime who had taken the lives of more than 20 million people around the world, 20 million men, women, and children. The world asked, when you consider their atrocities, why not just give in to vengeance? Certainly you can almost understand why they would, considering the brutality of these people. Why not just shoot the Nuremberg defendants, as Winston Churchill wanted to do? Instead of sending a team of lawyers to Nuremberg, why not just send a team of executioners to these people? Why are we going to give to them something more than they gave to their victims? Well, why not? Why not? Because America has always stood for something more. We are tested at such moments. And at Nuremberg, we reaffirmed and affirmed our humanity and our commitment to high principles. America established again its exceptional role in the world when we decided there would be a trial. Because of the example we set at Nuremberg, by allowing each of these defendants to actually have a lawyer, make a case before the world, we demonstrated the value of the rule of law and not succumbing to the vengeance that people were tempted to engage in. We would give to them that which they never gave to their victims. We were different. We were different. And we wanted the world to know it and to say there's a different way. There's a set of principles you can follow. And because of the example we set in 1945 and 46 at that place in Germany, we were joined for more than half a century by allies in our struggle against communism. What people like my father understood and what Dr. King knew so well, that America's ability to bring about a world of peace and justice was rooted not only in our military strength, but also in our moral authority. In fact, I would argue more so because of the latter.